because they haven't been through what we've been through. They don't know adversity. They don't know what it's like to get knocked down, to have to get back up again. They don't know what it is to fight. Who are we?
We can't change the past, Jack. What we can do is choose how we move forward.
A sport movie with inspiration? Well, now I've seen everything. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I would say, hope you're all getting out there and enjoying as much sunshine as possible. Given the recent news, hopefully you're staying indoors and watching this instead to prove to you about how much little life I have. Did you see Ben Affleck's comeback, as it were? Since we know that he's done so many different movies that involve drama, real-life problems, and issues, it's nice to see that he's back on the bandwagon after
all around me are familiar faces.
so many other bandwagons. But I think this will be enough to show that he is definitely back in action. The Way Back. Directed by Gavin O'Connor, starring Ben Affleck, Janina, Gavankar, Madrigal, Michaela, Watkins, and Glenn Turman. A simple sporting drama to do with a man who has suffered some pretty hard times in life, resorts to alcoholism, and tries to find solitude by coaching a high school basketball team in order to find his way. It sounds simple enough, but does this flick really have the ability to show the true colors of Ben Affleck? Or is it just another movie that's trying to make a cash in on a big American sport? Let's find out. Kick it into the good. So you think that the first thing I'm going to say is the actors. I'd actually like to take a step back from that and discuss the story. As we all know, whenever it comes to a sporting drama, there is always going to be a problem, a solution, and a conclusion. This doesn't play out the same way. And if anything, I was going to say that this was the bad part. Wait, let me finish. We see Ben Affleck's character go through this transformation, how sickening and upsetting it is going through drinking every single day. There's even a horrible shot of him literally going through, I don't know, 24, 36, there's a lot of cans in that fridge, believe me. But just to show that sheer amount of alcohol, it's just insane to see that someone go this low with their life. And of course, you're probably thinking, it starts to go with the high school team, they sort of start to pick him up and he comes out of his alcoholism, they manage to win a few games, blah blah blah, happy ending. Prepare to have your interpretation completely turned around. It is compelling, definitely grabs you by the edge of your seat. It grabs you by your collar and says, get back out there. And that's fully shown in Ben Affleck's performance, pushing harder than I've ever seen anyone push in a drama film. He's been in a whole lot of different things, action, comedies, family. The one place where Ben Affleck shines, drama media. A man with no hope, trying to make it through, not caring if he lives or dies, but pushes hard enough to find inspiration on his journey. The backing music and the score really does accompany the moments that are happening on screen. Wide scores of exhilaration, the ability to show the triumph that is happening in front of us, and then slowly manages to move back into a more somber tone. Just a few piano notes, enough to really grab you, almost bring you to tears. This movie actually cares. But with all of these shots that are being made from three-pointers, there's always a few of them that bounce off the rim. It's very slow. It's very slow. They should call this the long way back. Most of the time, all of the attention is being done on Affleck, and not enough is being shown with his basketball team. I don't really see the point in why it needed to be basketball. You really could have replaced this with any sport. Baseball, hockey, football. We've already had a few inspirational movies in the sporting department. Put this in the same sense as Bullock's Blind Side to Affleck's Way Back. It just didn't seem necessary. It comes to a certain point at the hour 10 mark, the movie has wrapped, but then it's got another 30 minutes to really try and bring the entire thing around. Which is interesting because this movie could have had two endings. True to real life world scenario. Not everything ends in the way that we hope. Not everything has a good and happy ending that we can just go home and reunite with our loved ones. Many times it is a very dark world out there. Sometimes the bleakest scenario is the only scenario. Coming from a real world perspective, it was different to see, but that's my own personal gripe. If it was exploring the kind of journey that a man goes down, pushed right right down into the pit of life, trying to claw his way back up again. But you really could have done anything in this scenario. But I expected just a little more from the side story. With that mentality in mind, I still really enjoyed it. It was a somber, aggressive, caring, scary look at how one man's life can be turned around instantly. And even though one thing can change all of that, it takes a long time to be able to bring it back around. The good news is that we all know that no matter how bleak things are, there is always a path leading us the right way. And that's why the way back gets. Now, I always like to end my reviews with a quote from the film. And my favorite quote was, "So I heard that you've been coaching a basketball team now?" Yeah, you know, keeping busy, keeping myself occupied, keeps my mind off other things. You'll know it when you see it. But that being said, did you see it? Will you see it? And if so, let me know in the comments. Until then, I've been DJ. And always remember, did you see it? It's nice to see that Ben Affleck is back to his drama roots. Loved Batman as Affleck. I mean, Batfleck was one of the best Batman around. There's just some quiet wisdom that I love to see whenever I hear that Ben Affleck is in a drama. Now I'm off to go and see some other trash. Pretty sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. You want a hint? Here it is. I don't understand how it is physically possible for a studio to fuck up this badly. Too subtle?